Win streaks on the diamond punctuate, unfortunately, the end of the EKU sports season and across college athletics. And due to the global pandemic, we're coming to you remotely on this edition of Inside EKU Sports. What a season it was before it ended for EKU softball. 18 wins in a row, the longest winning streak in the nation. And one of the players joins us now in Tori Peterson, a junior pitcher, one of four in the circle in this glorious year for the Colonels. Tori joins us all the way from British Columbia in Canada. It's been quite a whirlwind, hasn't it? How have you handled it, and how have your teammates handled it as you've talked to them remotely?
Well, it's been a big change, obviously, not even starting conference and not being able to finish a season that I think was going to be a really good one. Obviously, we all got split up again since we had to travel home with the online schooling and the conference getting canceled. But we're hanging in, and we're hoping to have a strong season next year.
You had two games, one in Daytona Beach, and then you were heading to Jacksonville when this all came down. How did the team handle it? What did Coach Worthington and the staff say to you? And how emotional was it at that point when it happened?
Well, we knew going into it that things were starting to get canceled. We were actually at a practice at JSU. So right at the end of our practice, our coach just kind of brought everyone in and kind of gave us the rundown of what was going on. And it started to get a little emotional then.
Your team ERA is 1.86. The batting average is below 200 for the opposition. You and your teammates in the circle have been tremendous this year. And you won a lot of close games. I mean, you've had several one-run games. There's just seems magical about what this team was.
Yeah, the pitching staff for sure. With there only being four of us, and we lost two pretty good ones last year for seniors that graduated. So we knew we had to step up and help out the team bring it again this year.
There aren't many seniors on this year's roster, but you mentioned seniors that graduated. The NCAA thinking about giving and indicating they may give another chance to the seniors because you were just at the start of your regular season. Do you agree with that decision? And have you talked to any of your teammates that are in that situation?
Oh, yeah. Well, I think that would be awesome. I love our seniors on our team this year, and it would be awesome to have another year with them. I think they should get their senior year back if it's possible, because they didn't even get to finish conference, and I think we could get a ring this year. So that would be a nice way to go out.
How's it doing schoolwork from the British Columbia campus of EKU?
It's definitely different. There's about a 3-hour time change, so my morning classes have gotten quite earlier.
Yeah. So. Do you feel as though you can stay in softball shape in some way or form and wait for this to change? I mean, how do you approach the future as a softball player and an athlete?
Well, right now there's not much to do at home besides work out and do my schoolwork. So I'm still being a student athlete as much as I can from the confines of my own home. But no, we'll definitely stay in shape over the summer, come back strong next year.
It's crazy, Tori, to think that this team has been undefeated since February 15th. That's quite an accomplishment. Can you relish what you did do and make that an achievement rather than look at the sad part that this season abruptly ended?
Yeah, we're going to end this season on a high note, even though it kind of ended the way we didn't want it to. But we all did our best, and I think it was a great season, just how much we accomplished together. So
we'll stay safe up in Canada, and I hope to get you back to EKU soon. And congratulations to you and your teammates and the coaching staff. It was a fun ride while it lasted.
Yes, thank you.
All right, that's Tori Peterson with the softball team. When Inside EKU Sports continues, we'll check in on another team on a winning streak when this season ended, the EKU baseball team. That's next when we come back.
At Eastern Kentucky University, we recognize greatness starts in the classroom, but it doesn't end there. You have to get hands-on, get real-world experience, and discover who you are meant to be. Be a rising star. Be a hero Be a Colonel. See what you can be. Visit go.eku.edu/Colonel.
EKU baseball played its last game on March 11th and ended the season on an 8-game winning streak, 12-2 overall, really playing good baseball. And one of the reasons why, pitching as well as hitting. And we are joined now by Jacob Ferris, a right-handed pitcher, sophomore from Richmond, Kentucky. Jacob, you guys were really rolling, and I know it's tough to end the season the way you were playing.
Yeah, I think we were going to have a great season. I think we started off really hot. Just going into conference play, I think we had a huge momentum getting that underway and starting off with rival Moorhead. I think we were all pretty excited for that weekend, but unfortunately we didn't get to play. The hitting was going really good. I think we were leading the conference in most of the hitting categories, and pitching, our depth was really great. So
You're a pitcher, so I want to talk about that, but let me give these stats. 12th in the country batting at .314. The average slugging percentage was 14th in the country at .492. You had 7 games where the team had scored double-figure runs, and for a pitcher, it's nice to have that kind of offensive support behind you, isn't it?
yeah, definitely. It's a lot easier to pitch with the lead. I mean, once you get a lead, you can start pitching more freely, just getting ahead in accounts. And if you let up a run, it's not as big of a deal. It's a lot easier to pitch with a 6-run lead rather than a 1 to 2 run lead. So,
and your best performance was against Norfolk State. You had that 9-inning complete game, just 3 hits. You were really rolling in that game. How was your stuff working? Why was that such a good game for you?
Yeah, I stuck to my game plan pretty much. I was going to pretty much get ahead with fastballs on both sides of the plate, and then my changeup was really working in that game, and they didn't really seem to make an adjustment. So I kind of stuck to the same plan, and since they didn't make an adjustment, I did that the whole game, and it seemed to work out for me.
You pitched more innings than anybody on the staff, and after that first game where you were limited against Presbyterian, you went 7, 8, and then the complete game you went pretty deep. You feel like you're the kind of pitcher that has that durability, and that'll be a hallmark throughout your career?
Yeah, definitely. I worked pretty hard this off season to be in shape so that my arm and my body can take that amount of innings and that amount of pitches each game. I think 3 of the 4 games I was over 100 pitches. So, I mean, Coach told me that he has all the trust in me, and if I want to have the game, then he's going to let me go as far into it as I can. So I feel like I can be the guy to trust.
As a true freshman, you started as a reliever at EKU, then went to midweek starter, and then weekend starter. So you've worked your way from the pen to being a counted-on starter. How do you see that happening? I mean, was it hard work? Was it your performance? And was that always a goal, or were you okay coming out of the pen?
Yeah, when I was recruited here, I was told that his plans for me would be a weekend starter. And I mean, once I got here and I was told that I was going to be a reliever at the beginning, I mean, I wouldn't say it made me mad, but it kind of forced me to work a little bit harder to get into a starting role. And my first outing out of the pen was pretty good, and then a few rough ones. And he came to me and said that he thought I'd be better as a starter and let me start in the midweeks. And as soon as Kevin Brown went down, then I got to take his spot, which, I mean, I would have loved to have him on the staff too.
Right. How tough has it been on all the players because just suddenly your season's over and you're having such a great season, both psychologically and then also staying in shape and knowing that eventually you'll be back to playing baseball at some point?
Yeah, I think it was pretty heartbreaking at first. We were all kind of just shocked at what had happened. But I think that from our group messages and stuff, it seems that everyone's back in the gyms trying to stay in shape and hitting and throwing and all that stuff to be ready for next season. So I'm hoping that a lot of the seniors will come back and play next year, and hopefully we'll have a special run. So I think this team was really special.
Do you agree with the potential of seniors being given another year because you were just in the infancy of your regular season?
Yeah, I think they will. I mean, we got to play, I think, 14 games, so I would hope so. I think the NCAA said something about them getting another year to come back.
Do you think that, I mean, right now, are you hanging your hope on potentially playing summer ball? I know a lot of guys go, whether it's a Cape Cod League or another league, and getting back to at least playing some kind of baseball if it's not the collegiate baseball season?
Yeah, right now I think we're all planning on going to play summer ball. Right now I'm supposed to go to the Cape and play in Orleans, Massachusetts. So I'm really looking forward to that. Hope that everything gets taken care of and we get to go. So.
I look at, you're from Madison Central, the local high school where EKU is located. There's a long lineage of great players at Central that have come to the EKU, and you're just carrying on the tradition. That's something special.
Yeah, Ben Fisher, I talked to him quite a bit, and I always watched him and came up here and watched games when I was in high school. And, I mean, he was an unreal player, one of the best hitters I've ever seen in person. So getting to know him and really just, telling me how the program is and a lot about Coach Thompson and how good he is with the players. So.
Finally, I know you weren't on the mound for that game, but the upset of LSU on the Friday night game down in Baton Rouge, and then the win streak, the sixth longest in the country, this team getting votes for the top 25, not in the top 25, but getting votes as the season ended. Those have to be two special moments that you can hang on to, even though you didn't get to extend the season.
Yeah, definitely. I think the LSU game was probably the best baseball atmosphere I'd been around in my life. It was pretty special to go in there and upset them because I'm sure that they thought they were going to roll over and win 3 games. So that was pretty special. And the winning streak, I think it would have kept going. I think we had Louisville coming up, and if we would have won that and went into the Moorhead series, I think we'd have been pretty good, maybe getting into the top 25.
Okay, great to catch up with you, Jacob. Hope you guys can get back on the diamond sooner than later.
All right, thank you very much.
That is Jacob Ferris with the EKU baseball team, a right-handed pitcher. And when we come back, we'll check in with Mandy Moore, the golf coach at EKU, here on Inside EKU Sports.
At Eastern Kentucky University, we recognize greatness starts in the classroom, but it doesn't end there. You have to get hands-on, get real-world experience, and discover who you are meant to be. Be a crime fighter. Be a visionary. Be a colonel. See what you can be. Visit go.eku.edu/colonel.
Mandy Moore, the women's golf coach at Eastern Kentucky, joins us now. Mandy, these are extraordinary times. Take me back to when you and your team learned that the season was over and how you handled it.
Well, it's been about 2 weeks now, but it seems like it's been a lot longer than that. We were actually coming back from our last tournament on the 11th, flew back from Florida, started hearing some grumblings about it, but really didn't think much of it. And then it seemed like the next day everything just got crazy in a hurry. We weren't sure what was going to happen. In the beginning, we were trying to figure out if we were going to go to our next event, which was Tennessee Tech. So we went ahead with our practice on Thursday thinking, well, maybe we'll go play, maybe we won't. And then by the end of the day, Thursday, we had heard that things were starting to get canceled. And so we kind of knew that we weren't going to play our next event, but then we were scheduled to host actually at the end of March. Found out soon after that we couldn't host our tournament. And then we were hanging on to a little bit of hope that we would get to play for a conference championship in April. But so as we know, found out that that was also canceled. So it just seemed like everything got canceled one right after the other in a matter of days. And it was kind of a whirlwind of emotions for everybody.
So you played 2 tournaments in the spring season. You lost 3, including the Colonel Classic and the OVC and the chance at the NCAA. How were the young ladies playing in those first 2 tournaments?
The first 2 were a little rough, honestly. We, coming off the spring and the winter, we don't get a whole lot of chance to get some good on-course practice, although we did get a pretty good winter weather-wise. So we were still kind of getting a little bit of rust off and just kind of getting back into it. We played okay at our first event and then didn't finish great at the North Florida tournament, but we were optimistic about where the team was headed. We had a lot of talent on our team, and we're getting excited to keep getting better. So it was rough to get it cut short for sure.
The student athletes are now back in online classes, but you can't get together as a team. So how do you want them to stay in shape to at least keep their skills up to a certain level? I know everybody faces the same dilemma.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's just hard right now because even the tournaments and everything is getting canceled. So I think really right now for the next at least couple of weeks, they're just focused on academics really and kind of getting back. We spent a good week just trying to coordinate flights for our international girls to get home and for everybody to make it back home and get everything good there. So I think everybody's just more focused on getting back to normal right now, and then we'll start back up with golf, hopefully sooner rather than later.
You played 4 years at Wake Forest, two-time all-conference in the ACC. So you know what a student athlete goes through. Can you imagine as an athlete having to endure this? It's tough enough as a coach.
Yeah, I really wasn't quite sure what to even tell them at first, and not sure how I would have handled it either. It's just so weird to practice and work hard all year for our conference tournament is our big event, and to not be able to do that is kind of like, well, what were we working toward? But I think that this team was really special. They really came together as a team, and I think that the ones that we will have back in the fall will really be extra motivated to work even harder, knowing that we didn't expect it to get cut short. So I think they'll take advantage of every opportunity when they get to come back.
If I counted on your roster correctly, of the 8 players listed, 2 are seniors. There hasn't been a final decision yet from the NCAA, but a lot of talk about extending another year. Do you have an opinion on that?
I think there's a lot to it that we don't know right now. To be honest, I was a little surprised that they announced it so soon, just because of all the moving parts to it. And I haven't had discussions with our team yet about it because we're kind of waiting to see the specifics of it and how it all works related to scholarships and all of that. So I'm not sure, what comes with it. So I don't quite know what to ask for our players yet, but hopefully at least one of our seniors will get another opportunity. I'm not sure if all of them will take advantage of it or not. We'll see.
Okay, Mandy, thanks for everything, and good luck. I hope soon your team can get back together and we can get back to normal.
Yes, I hope so. I just hope that everybody's safe and enjoying their time with their family that they wouldn't have gotten otherwise. So thank you very much.
I appreciate it. That is Mandy Moore, the coach of the women's golf team. That does it for another and this, a unique edition of Inside EKU Sports. You can like and follow all of the social media pages you see on your screen to keep up with Colonel Athletics. Everybody's doing a great job of trying to keep you engaged as the sports are not playing, but the season moves along, at least on our social media pages. Until next time, for everybody that's joined us, always we say, go Big E.